Hi, and welcome to the first of a small series of tutorials I'll be doing on the subject of gamification. First of all, my name is Anjay. I am a gamification blogger and just somebody who likes talking about gamification a lot. So we're going to start from the beginning with what is gamification? Well, gamification became a word in around 2002 when a guy called Nick Pelling first coined it. It didn't really become a common phrase until around 2010, and still only in the last year or so people have really started to use it regularly. When it was first being used, it was more about changing things that weren't games into games. It was about really just converting stuff into games. But the definition's solidified a bit more, it's changed a bit, and generally when people talk about gamification, they're talking about the application of game elements, game thinking, game metaphors, on things that aren't actual games, so non-game tasks. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot of different ideas out there on what makes gamification, and I must admit I've thrown my hat into the ring a few times on this one. Generally speaking, people see games in business and games in different ways. You'll have games for entertainment, you'll have serious games, so educational games, things that are used to train people, games with a purpose, so teaching you about certain things, trying to achieve certain goals that aren't just pure entertainment, they're serious games. Game design, gameful design, so just making things feel a bit more like a game, a bit more engaging without really being a game. And there's gamification, where it's taking these elements and using them in things that aren't games. The majority of people agree that as soon as you start having gameplay in something, it's no longer gamification, it's a game. What does that mean to you or me as people who want to apply gamification to things? Well, actually not very much. You see, the trick is that most people who are involved in gamification are trying to give people a more engaging experience. And most of them won't limit themselves by the definition of the word gamification. So a lot of people are now trying to move away from using gamification as a word. I tend to use it as a catch-all. I actually tend to use it under the word of game thinking. So gamification, game elements, game mechanics, gameful design, serious games. It all comes under one roof, really, for me. What you're really looking for is to apply your knowledge to something to provide a better experience for the end user.